Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Love you guys and thanks for coming on over to my craft room today. My desk is a mess, but I've been having so much fun doing several different things. I just thought I'd let you in on what's going on in here. First of all, May's glue book is going to be this envelope glue book. I don't know, just it's a junk journal made from envelopes, and it's going to be Smash Book. And I took the idea from a long time ago. A lot of people have used to do those a while ago, and I found a couple lists on Pinterest. So I just grabbed some ideas off of those lists and some things that I think I'm going to be able to use in their junk, like candy wrappers and stuff like that. Music things that I'm listening to now, things that are current about me now, grocery lists, 10 things about me, 10 facts about Laramie. So just some fun things I'm going to put in that Smash Book, which will also include some of the other things that I've also been working on, and I'll show you those things here. The other night, couldn't sleep, and I had this idea from somebody else that I saw, and I know I have this little stack of foam pad from the Dollar Tree, and some of them I doubled up just to make them a little thicker, and but I do keep the scraps, and I'll show you why in a little bit. But I made this cool little letters thing, just freeform letters, and I use Fabri-Tac on this, and the backing is just from the back of a paper pack. So that was, a way to recycle that, right? And these also I made that night. I woke up around midnight. Next thing you know, it's like 5 in the morning, and yeah, I was just going nuts. I was having so much fun making these. So, and this is what they turned out. And this is just tracing paper, just the stamp. And the dark one was the one that it slid. So this is how that one turned out. And so when you make these things, you kind of have to remember that they're going to be opposite of what that is. And yeah, that one slid, but I like the effect. Anyway, so had fun making those one night. Again, that's this guy. Trying to get this sideways suspicious look going on there, but it's kind of hard to work with sometimes. But they turned out fun anyway. And today I found another artist that I'm going to follow, and I made these really fun stamping type things that can be used for mixed media and collage fodder or whatever I want to use them for. And her name is Lavender Blue Art. So it's one word, and I will link her below on the video that I showed that I found this on. And I just had so much fun making these, just having a really good time. And the little pieces from the flower are what made the feather. So you can kind of see. But these were just so fun. I loved it. I had a blast making these, and I'll probably make some more. I just love having that kind of stuff. Also, a couple other artists I've been following and looking at lately have inspired me to get out these old notebooks. I need paper to just experiment on and just be very free-flowing on these. And so a lot of color theory and just experimentation. This isn't very different from what I did in the magazine that I was altering with marks and such and writing and things. And I wish I could remember who was doing those. Those are fun. But alcohol ink experimenting and just having some fun with color on this one. This one's Amber K Creative. That's kind of her idea. And my white pens, I need to get some more white pens. That was just blobs happened and I made it work. So there's that. And this is just watercolor markers, Crayola markers that I had spritzed with my water bottle. And what a cool effect. I think that is really fun. So, and I also like how it shows up on the next few pages that way. So I was doing some of that in there. So a couple different artists in there. And here's another one, also Shannon Carleen Knight. She does background papers with paint, and oh my gosh, they're just gorgeous. And so I was trying my hand at that, and I love what water does to lined paper. It just kind of, I love that look. I don't know why. And this I was testing out, excuse me, testing out some my Crayola markers to see what are old or not, and I just doodled on that. And these were Prismacolors, and those are the ones that bleed through really great. So, and that's a good thing in this instance. And then the blobs from the previous page are what I use to use that sections for marking. And I just love how that turned out. And of course there's a face. Why wouldn't there be? And this other one, the artist here is Alyssa Burke. Very intuitive. She's a teacher and she's an artist, and she does these intuitive art sessions, and they are just so freeing and relaxing. And I just love watching her stuff. And she's got a lot of painting and mark making and drawing. And this is my take on what she had done. And I just love it. I wish I could remember who was doing this too. I love that. And it's, I started to overthink and they all sort of look the same. But it's kind of free-flowing, one-liner type things. More Alyssa Burke with that. And it's not quite to her standards, and hey, take your left hand and do stuff. And I added some stamps on this, and I was just having fun, just goofing around on this page. We'll see what ends up happening. But there's that imprint of that, the 2 stamps that I made, the face stamps. So those are cool. And this is left-handed writing, and then I went and stamped that on it, and I love how that turned out. I can see that on so many different things, mixed media, all kinds of stuff. Jelly printing, and that's an old stamp that I made, so I threw that on there too. And here's my thinking page for making the stamps that I had created with the face, and these texture stamps. So I'm just really jazzed. Oh, also another artist that I had the idea from stamps from is Joanna Grant, these foam stamps. Oh, and I also put a little tab on the back, which is tape, so that'll make it easier to lift up and down off of your paper and stuff. Where did that one? Yeah, that was supposed to be the diamond one to start with, but I didn't cut them very well. But it still turns out cool. It can be a great background. And I think this one's my favorite, my absolute favorite. That's so fun. And then the feather, which is, like I was saying, the notches out of the feather are what made I made the flower first, and then what was left is what I ended up making the feather out of. And this one's kind of cool. I don't know if I like it or not as much as I thought I would, but I have not stamped these, so let's go ahead and do those and see what comes of that. I'm going to pull out Memento Plum. I like this color, and it is pretty juicy. So I'm just trying to get as much goo on there as I can, much ink as I can, and then press it down pretty hard. That is one thing about foam stamps. You have to press them down pretty hard if you really want a good coverage on them. But hey, you could use paint, right? Or even a marker if you wanted to, because you could. I mean, it's not that a wide tip marker. I wonder what the Crayola is. I'll have to try that. I don't know for sure if that would soak up too much because it is a foam, but I love how you get more than one imprint off of these. And for this one, I definitely need to draw the orientation. Yeah, that's good enough. That'll help me know which way is up. So yeah, I like that. I think I'm going to use this one a lot. You can use it to write words on there too. Little tiny itty bitty writing in there. And I like how this one turned out. I made the stalk first and some major leaves. And then I just took some of the scraps that were left over from the other projects that I had done and just glued those in between the spaces. And so it's gonna filled it out a little more, gave it a little more, few more things to stamp onto. So how's this gonna look? Press it down pretty firmly. Oh, happiness. I love it. Oh, as you can see, I got this paper pack at Goodwill for like $1.99. And I think that was the back of that one school paper pack. I think it was $1.99. Maybe it was $6.99. No. That can't be right. I wouldn't pay $6.99 for a used paper pack at Goodwill. I don't know. Anyway, but I love this. I love how the stamp turned out. I think it's got a lot of cool lines in it, and even the extra on the edge, I might cut it off a little cleaner, but I kind of like how that looks. Love it. I'm so happy with these stamps. They make me happy, happy, happy. So anyway, now that my fingers are all full of ink, that is occupational hazard, right? But I love these books, and honestly, I've got more journals and notebooks and things that I could use to fill up stuff. And oh gosh, it's so much fun just to be creatively flowing with whatever you feel like doing. Also, on top of this, I have been busy making some journals. They're basically junk journals out of things that I've had laying around forever. This was a paper pack from Goodwill that I had never used, and I took the pages that I stripped up, and I made I weaved them together for cover. And it's not real even or anything, but I don't care. I mean, it looks fun. It's just a fun book. And then I pulled out some coordinating scrapbook paper, and I've got strips left over that I can do paper clips with, or tabs, closure with them. I could make some stickers out of them. I could make labels for pages, and then I have this left over too that was part of that pack. So I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun little thing. And I'm making some journals for our church is actually we have a bookstore, and then in the summer we have what's called a tribal gathering, and basically it's family camp, if you've ever done that. But I made some journals to put in the bookstore. They're just made from old master boards that I had laying around forever, and I think these turned out really cute. They're very plain. They are for writing. They are writing journals, so I didn't put a lot of stuff inside of them. But just some basic things, and it still looks cool. I put a little note from me, and then there's coffee dyed paper in there, that pink stuff, a little sewing, some stamping, avocado dyed paper, a fun paper clip, notebook paper. Yeah, I have a video on how I made those paper clips too. That's always fun to do that. Some stamping, some plain paper with some stamping on it. So nothing really fancy, and they're all about the same. So about 32 pages in there, and then a pocket in the front and the back, and then a fun closure. So these are, just and a label on the front. Yeah, I had fun making all of this, every stage of it. But again, I've had these masterboards for such a long time, and I didn't do anything with them. So this was what came to mind recently, and I'm so glad. I think they turned out really cute, and I could still add some more things. Our tribal gathering isn't until June, so I've got time. I could do more in those. So anyway, so much fun stuff that I'm working on, and it's one thing about the YouTube creator universe. I'm just so pleased and so happy about everybody who shares their ideas and gives everybody inspiration. And I'm going to do a little bit of fun right here in front of you. I wanted to just thank everybody for coming through and I'm getting ink on my, no worries. Coming through and being part of my creative journey. It's been a lot of fun so far, and there's always so much more to learn. And some of it's art, some of it's gluing, and all of it is just being creative and being creative for myself, and you just happen to like watching it. So thank you. I think you're great. You love me anyway. No matter what my pages or whatever turns out to look like. And I don't know. I'm just really grateful. Oh, aren't these fun? Oh my goodness. Yep. I might have to make some more. I might. That little tab on the back really does help. You might want to use, sturdier tape. Who knows? I don't know if that other tape will last. So I'm actually going to put this in. This will be my first thing in my Smash journal, because I want things to be current. Like I said, things that I'm in May of 2022, what's going on in my life. So that's what this book is going to be. So I've got a candy bar wrapper. I've got, what else do I have? Oh, some receipts, some grocery lists. I definitely want to, because we go to natural grocers when we can. Oh, I also want to show you that I used this. I used not Aleene's, sorry, Tracy Batista's collage page, instant decoupage, on the non-face ones. Just wanted to let you know that, and I just brushed it on, and that seemed to work really good for being a strong adhesive for the foam onto the cardboard. And my cardboard didn't wrinkle, didn't fold. So that's just a little tip right there with that. Okay, you guys, I'm going on and on. Of course I can, because there's just so much fun here, so much to love. And look at all of those colors and the black and white, and I love you guys. And there's some glare, and I just think I'm gonna use these stamps a lot. Oh my gosh, I can't handle the coolness of all this. I'm just really jazzed. There's an excitement in my air, and my fingers are a mess. Occupational hazard, right? Yes, I said that already. I mean, that ink is nasty. Aren't you happy for wet wipes? Yep. So that's pretty much it for today's video and introduction of my May 2022 glue book. Going to be a smash book. I need to reinforce the cover of that too. It's pretty flimsy, but so much fun here, so much love, so much gratitude from me personally. And then I hope that these things that I am going through and I'm doing right now, that I am loving, give you some, yes, love all of it, love all the stamps, love it. Give you some ideas of what you can do in your creative journey, and whatever makes you happy. So bye bye guys, take care, and as always, God bless.